So I kind of am feeling really sorry for Miss Shirley Strawberry herself, okay? Because I used to, when I was younger, before I would head to school, I would be in my mama's car when she would be taking me, and I listened to the Strawberry Letters. I was loving them. It was like, oh, it was so much good drama. It was juice, and I was like, okay, I gotta hurry up and hear it before I go to school, okay? And then now you're hearing all of this mess that is going on with Shirley Strawberry and her husband and everything, okay? We're just gonna get right into it. I feel really bad, but at some point, you kind of also have to look at it and be like, I feel bad, but did you know this kind of stuff was going on? Did you see the red flags and you were like, you over here dodging. Oh, my neck hurts, so I can't do all that. But you're over here dodging and doing all this. Did you see the red flags, honey? Did you? Please tell me you did, okay? Because we're going to get into it. Businessman, quote unquote, allegedly married Steve Harvey's radio co host to scam over $750,000 from 25 victims. Most of them were women. Whew, child. A Georgia con artist is accused of fraudulently marrying Steve Harvey's radio show co-host Shirley Strawberry and using her notoriety to scam at least 25 victims out of more than $250,000. Ernest Williams, 57 years old, is known as Nesto. So like Ernesto, Nesto, okay, okay. Was indicted by the Fulton County Grand Jury on April 23rd on 39 counts of fraud, according to court documents. From at least December 1st, 2009 through June 30th, 2022, Ernest Williams engaged in a pattern of racketeering activity in Fulton County, Georgia, elsewhere in the state of Georgia, and in other states. Oh, okay. Documents filed by the Superior Court state Williams, who has passed himself off under the guise of a flourishing businessman, allegedly stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from his victims, including personal vehicles, motorcycles, coach buses, trailers, automotive parts, and other various services and properties. The serial scammer allegedly swindled the victims, primarily women, when he promised to help them with their new business ventures, to promote their existing business ventures, and or to help them build their brand or their image. He would pretend to be a legitimate businessman, but he was stealing from the people. The historic schemer often use the illusion of romantic or close personal relationships with the victims to manipulate them and then steal from them. Williams' ability to scam was fueled by his marriage to Shirley Strawberry herself, okay, the co-host of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. The documents alleged he knowingly entered into the fraudulent marriage with her and used her high profile celebrity, of course, hey, I know Kim Kardashian, so you could trust me, okay, girl, okay, to coerce his victims into believing his legitimacy as a prominent businessman. Strawberry, who is 63 years old, married Williams in January 2015. However, Williams' marriage to Strawberry was a ruse from the get-go. We believe she met a man, fell in love, and married him. But the truth is, he was already married to somebody else. The popular radio host filed for divorce on April 17th, though court records show that they had been separated since March 2022. Williams recruited multiple co-conspirators, most notably Erica King, also known as Erica Hewley or Erica Hewley Rothschild. You got that last name, Rothschild. During his over a decade run of scheming victims, Williams allegedly solicited King to fraudulently assume the identities of multiple attorneys licensed to practice law in Georgia, to deceive law enforcement and the courts, including by appearing in court and by falsifying and fraudulently representing Williams in the hearings. King, 46 years old, is listed as a co-conspirator on 19 of the 39 indictments filed against Williams. This is a so you married her, you did all this, married her, you just tried to scheme, 750,000, which to me that's a lot of money. Okay, that's almost $1 million. Okay, so to me, 750,000, that's a lot of money. But to people like this, I guess because he never really had it like that. So it's a lot of money to him too, which I get. But you did all this, manipulated this woman, married, made her believe that y'all were in love, married her, only to then just try to scheme all these other women out of this kind of money, which to me is a lot of money. But you have some people be like, for that kind of caliber of person, I wouldn't say that's a lot of money. So then it's like, you did all this for $750,000, and now you're about to be up in prison for how long? Because you did all this scheming, stealing automotive parts and cars, and really, that seems like a lot of work, but whatever. Williams and King were arrested October 2023 after Roswell police caught wind of their schemes. Willis told the outlet about the grand jury decision to indict Williams under the Georgia Racketeering Influence RICO, Corruption Organization Act. Court records show that Williams' public defender, Sean Hoover, filed a plea agreement for Williams on April 26th. Now, here's the thing about this that I'm looking at, okay? Both of them are a mess, okay? I'm thinking about Steve Harvey right now and just how you had Big Boom, which I also noticed that pretty much no one's talking about Big Boom and Marjorie and everything that was going on, but whatever. But you look at all that kind of stuff and you kind of just look at that and see how that kind of was a scheme too. Because you look at Big Boom, and from my understanding, he was a pimp. She was his hoe, and some other stuff. And this was like the biggest pimp hoe situation because they're trying to get all his money out of him. And then we don't know whatever happened to that story. Okay. But then now you look at this and it's the same kind of thing. I just find it interesting. You got all these people giving all these relationship advice and all this, pointed fingers. And then y'all got some crazy stuff going on in your own relationship. But I was over here looking. I remember her going to the jails. They had the recorded phone calls and she was talking about Marjorie. And that whole thing was going on. And he's over here saying how he loves her. And she's sending him all this money, putting on his books and all this. And I'm just like, I guess I'm confused. You got all this money. Shirley, you make some good money. You making all this money and you settling for a Ray Ray? I mean, did you want love that bad? And you can't tell me, well, I didn't see the red signs. You do a Shirley Strawberry Ask Shirley Strawberry a radio show every morning, giving advice. And you say, girl, that's a red flag. Girl, that's a red flag too. Ooh, that's a red flag. And you telling me that you didn't see not one red flag in your own situation, girl? It's like part of me is like, man, I feel really bad. But another part of me is like, I don't know, because you shouldn't have been doing that anyways, But let me know what you all think about that story down below.